Bookworm family, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, I'm Danny. Go ahead, hit that subscribe button down below. Don't forget to turn on the notification bell because I'm posting lots lately, and I want you all to be a part of it. And if you're not already following me on Instagram, please be sure to do that. It is at _dancing_bookworm. I post on there full reviews and content. So if you guys have been following along with our 3rd through 5th grade reading club for the last month, we were reading Inside Out and Back Again by Thannha. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, then please feel free to go click the link up above or down below in the description box. These videos are not going anywhere, neither are the Google Docs, so you guys can follow along at your own pace and still have the interactive videos with you. If you have been following along, that you know we have finished this book, guys. I am heartbroken that it is over. This was such a great book, and even though it was a reread for me, I enjoyed reading it so incredibly much, and I hope you guys did too. So basically, in this book, Ha's family lives in Vietnam. They live specifically in Saigon, and they are being overtaken by North Vietnam. Ha's family must flee and leave her country when they end up in this very rickety boat that is not prepared to handle the fleeing that they have to do, so it ends up breaking down. So a USA Navy ship ends up helping them out, and Ha's family ends up in America. So she gets taken into this camp-like situation until somebody can bid on her family. Her family then gets taken to Alabama to live with a cowboy and his wife, where they are set up with their own house. Even though it is a small house, it is a house, and they are safe in the country. However, Ha is very, very bullied by the kids at school. Nobody seems to understand her or like her. The only person that really reaches out to her family is Mrs. Washington, who is a neighbor whose son died in the Vietnam War, and she is very understanding of the family's situation. Mrs. Washington, actually in the 3rd part of this book, ends up setting Ha up with some friends at school named Pam and Stephen, and they end up eating lunch with her every day. Ha gets some presents for Christmas from Mrs. Washington and the cowboy, and even though Pink Boy is still bullying her, there is a lot of relief in her life, especially when she ends up kind of going head to head with Pink Boy and kind of showing him how wrong he is. Ha isn't completely accepted by everybody in her community yet, but she is fitting in better by the end of the book, and she makes a New Year's resolution to just keep hoping, wishing, and feeling better about life. So this week's word of the week is rise, and rise means squirming and contorting continuously. The example is, when a bug appeared on her back, she writhed until she could get it off. Can you find a word similar for rise? So the word that I thought of was squirming, which is in the definition, but that's kind of what I think of because I think of when you've got like something on you and you're trying to get it off and you're doing one of those things. That's kind of what writhing is to me. So we're going to jump into the section 3 questions. Number 1 is, what are the names of the 2 kids that eat with Ha in the classroom? It is Pam and Steven. However, she can't pronounce their names, so she calls them Pem and Steven or something like that. Number 2, where did Mrs. Washington's son died? Her son died in the Vietnam War. It's still a fresh loss for Mrs. Washington, something that she's still suffering from. So it's kind of surprising that she was nice to Ha's family, but I think she knows what war looks like over there because her son probably told her, and she is reaching out because that's what her son would have wanted her to do. Number 3 is, what was Brother Quang able to do that no one else was able to do at work? And he was able to fix an engine on a car that nobody else was able to fix, and the boss was super proud and super wanted to like promote him and give him a raise for that. Number 4, what do Pink Boy's friends think Ha called him? So Ha had a word in her language that in our language sounds like doo-doo, so she was calling him a doo-doo head, but she didn't mean it in the way that we think of doo-doo. She meant it in a different way. However, that's what Pink Boy's friends thought she was calling him, was a doo-doo head. Number 5, what did Mrs. Washington give Ha for Christmas? She gave her freeze-dried papaya. However, Ha didn't really like the papaya because it wasn't her fresh papaya that she was used to, and she threw a little tantrum and threw it away, but then ended up dipping it in some water, and it came back like not so dry tasting, and it got some of the wax off of it, and then it tasted like papaya again. Number 6, what does Ha accidentally wear to her first day back to school? She wears a nightgown, and a girl calls her out on it, and she's like, oh, that has a bow on here, and only nightgowns have bows on there. And she's like, oh, and she looks at her friends and Pam's like, I don't care, and Steven's like, I don't care. So she rips the bow off and she goes, it's not a nightgown anymore. So she definitely learned how to stick up for herself and found some good friends in the process as well. Number 7, what was Ha's wish for the new year? So we're going to flip to the last page, and it says 1976, the year of the dragon. I'm going to just read this to you guys. There is no I Ching teller of fate, so Mother predicts our year. Our lives will twist and twist, intermingling the old and the new, until it doesn't matter which is which. There is no ban chung in the shape of a square made of pork, glutinous rice, and mung beans wrapped in banana leaves. Mother makes her own in the shape of a log made of pork, regular rice, and black beans wrapped in a cloth. Not the same, but not bad. As with every Tet, we are expected to smile until it hurts all 3 first days of the year. Wear all new clothes, especially underneath. Not sweep or splash water. Not talk back. Not pout. Mother thinks of everything. She even asked Brother Kwong to bless this house right after midnight, so I couldn't beat him to it by touching my toe down to the carpet before dawn. Mother has set up an altar on the highest bookshelf. The same forever young portrait of our father. I have to look away. We each hold an incense stick and wait for the gong. I pray for Father to find warmth in his new home, Mother to keep smiling more, Brother Kwong to enjoy his studies, Vu Li to drive me to and from school, Brother Koi to hatch an American chick. I open my eyes. The others are still praying. What could they be asking for? I think and think. Then I close my eyes. This year, I hope I truly learn to fly kick. Not to kick anyone so much as to fly. So that was her wish for the new year. And then number 8 said, what was your wish or resolution on New Year's? On New Year's, have you been able to keep it? What is a small step towards that resolution you could keep if it has been too challenging so far? So my New Year's resolution was to post a YouTube video every week, which I have been doing. It was also to read 100 books this year, which I am on track to do. However, I think if it gets a little too challenging, what I could do is, instead of setting my YouTube videos up to specifically be on a Sunday, to post them on any day when I have a convenience throughout the week. But right now I am on track and I have been doing really good with my New Year's resolutions. So our discussion is, this book focused on a lot of serious issues, from war to racism to loss and grief. Do you enjoy books that focus on hard times, or do you prefer instead a comedic book? Discuss with an adult the books you enjoy to work together to create a small TBR or to be read list in the style you most enjoy. I enjoy all books. There's not really a specific style that I like more than others, though I do tend to enjoy books that make me laugh more. However, if it's well written, like this book was, I don't mind reading sadder books. My TBR is always changing because I like so many different styles. So if you're like me and you like different styles, you could test out doing something like what I do. I have a TBR raffle jar, and in here I have slips of papers with prompts on them, like pick a children's book, pick a middle grade book, or books that are like pick a mystery, pick a comedy, and I pick that out monthly. I pick out 7 and kind of go from there. And it kind of helps me keep my TBR fresh and constantly changing because I like so many different styles. It makes it so I don't have to read the same style a bunch in a row. So anyways, that is it. That is the end of Inside Out and Back Again. I hope you guys have enjoyed these videos and joined us for these discussions every week and been able to participate. If you haven't been able to, then please go back into the description box, click the link, and head over and start from the beginning, because it really is a great read and I highly suggest it to everyone. I think the characters are great and I love that it's written in verse. Makes it for a super quick read. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this book club as much as I did, and I hope to do one again in the summer. Bye!
Wasn't that a great video? Clearly books make me very happy. Now you can make me happy too. Click the subscribe button to follow my channel. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up if you think I did good. And the notification bell will let you know when I post new content. Also, follow my Instagram for more book shenanigans.